Hello viewers, hopefully all can hear me and the stream's clear. Welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship for the Group 1 racers taking part at Kyalami. I think it's fair to say this week on this track has been somewhat packed with incidents. Every race there's been an issue, and it appears that after the tyres start to wear, after 20-30 minutes, it's almost a free-for-all for everybody. Because we've seen lots of cars going off on their own, decisions, but also some very choice driving, shall we say. So what I'm going to do is go to the table, have a quick chat about the table. So as we know, Group 1 is being dominated by Peter Wolfslener. He's being followed closely by Carlo Van Brabant and Andre Caiola, Chris Bourne, Lars Eklund and John Saunders. The gap between Lars and John is probably too much of a gap to consider as potential threats for the championship. What I will say is earlier on I looked at the potential of race throwaways, and from this perspective you can see there's quite a gap between Peter and Carlo. When you look at the worst 4 results, it don't look like that at all. It gets really interesting. So as you know, after today we've got 2 races left to go. We've got Bathurst, I'm sure that's everyone's favourite, and then after that we've got Spa. So still a long way to go, couple of races and all that, potentially 100 points on the table for anybody who can keep it together. But what we'll do is qualifying has just started, so we'll jump across to qualifying now, and we'll run on board with one of the drivers going out and doing an out lap. We'll jump on board with Nelson, and I'll do my usual lap guide. Just put my lights on so I can read what I'm saying. There will be no F1 spoilers, just so you're aware. I know the F1's going on. I do actually have F1 in the background, but I've muted it so you can't hear it through the stream for obvious reasons. So consequently it's oh, we've done a restart. This is not quali. Alright, no, it should be. What's going on? Oh, it must have been the practice session. I just need to send the password to Mikhail because he's missed it. There you go. Hopefully that'll sort Mikhail out. Right, just sorted that out. Sorry about this. Admin never stops. Never stops. Yeah, Jeremy's reset the server now, and what we'll do is we'll ride on board. I'll just switch a couple of things off in the game, which I haven't done yet. As you can see, I've got the... I need to go into broadcasting mode. But today I've been really caught out because of the Formula 1. Right. I think I'm good to go now. And we'll ride on board with Nelson, one of the guys from the 24-hour endurance with his team. And what we'll do is we'll get a lap out the way and we'll jump on board with Nelson. And we'll do a bit of a tour once he's done this lap. So this track is 1600 metres above sea level. It's renowned for testing for Formula 1 because obviously the altitude makes a big difference, and it's also I think Jonathan Wood said last night or for yesterday's race, it's also been known for the wrong reasons as well, because it's had copious amounts of incidents as part of that. You can see actually a car's off there. Is that Lars? Yeah, Lars has got into the barrier there straight away. So he's decided to meet our good old friend Barry R. I might be joined in the commentary booth by a couple of people, but as of yet they've not done, so they're obviously watching the F1. So just before we get to the start of the lap, hi Terry, hi Peter, hi Steve, hi Kai, hi Billy, hi Jack, hi Melvin, hi Ian. I think that's everybody. I think so, yeah. Oh, hi Eric. Yeah. He's coming down the start-finish straight now. He's behind that, looks like Derek. So, flat out down here. And what you'll see is we go through this little right-hander, which is called the kink. Turn left into Crowthorne, and then into Yuck, Skate, Sweep. And for some reason this is called barbecue. No idea why it's called barbecue. And then hard acceleration, get the car to the left hand side if you can with Derek there. And that takes us into sunset. Presume because when the sun sets, it looks absolutely stunning as you go down the hill. Right-hander, get the car to the right-hand side, brake after the 50-metre marker into the clubhouse bend. Again, where's the clubhouse? I think, again, Jonathan was saying the same yesterday. And then flat down, brake down, change gear if you can into the S's to get the drive going up the hill. Really important to go up the hill here and get as maximum pace as possible without drifting too wide, otherwise you will get a track limit. Then at the top, the left-hander is called Leo Cop. Some drivers will stick it in second, some will stick it in first to get the power out the corner. And then you're coming down the hill called Mine Shaft. I'd say it's the left-hander really, but it's known as Mine Shaft. And as we come to the left-hander, we get to the right-hander. This is called the Crocodiles. So as I said the other day, we don't really want any snap oversteer there. Again, get to the right-hander, not cutting the curb too much into Ingwe. So that was Cheetah. And then this is Ingwe and the left-hander into Ingwe. Oh, we're going to get contact there on a qualification. That would have took us into Ingwe, and that would have been on the start and finish straight. So that's a spoiler alert for both Nelson and Derek Bird. So I'm just looking at the timing tables here. What I'm going to do is jump on board with the leader at the moment, which is David Gerrard. So David Gerrard, part of the PWS cleaning equipment team, preciouswashers.co.uk. If you're after any clean equipment, and you can see that, in fact, Mark Rogers as well, 2 of them on the screen, 2 for the price of 1, buy 1 get 1 free and all that. If you visit the website and you're after anything that's for commercial properties or for your personal properties, pop across there and speak to Darren, and I'm sure Darren will do you quite a good discount for being an eSenior member. Okay, so David Gerrard 2/10 up with a 1:43.1. I'm expecting as a lap time a 1:41, and I think that's what we're going to see for qualifying. I think if these guys do a 1:42, the divide between Group 2 and Group 1 for this race isn't as significant as it has been for previous races. So I am expecting a 1:41 really in relation to this. So let's see where it takes us. The Group 2 races yesterday, I think the guys who finished in front ended up with a 1:42. They were the only 2 with a 1:42 on track, but I do believe these guys are typically over a second faster than we are. So consequently, I would expect them to get into the 1:41s. I'm not saying low 1:41s. I'm saying, you know, your 1:41.8s, your 1:41.7s, perhaps. So you can see there, that's the first driver into the 1:42s, and David Gerrard's on a 1:42.8. So I'd still expect the likes of Peter, and there you go. Good Peter, never let me down. 1:41.907. So bang on the money. That's what I was expecting in relation to the lap times. So I think that's where it's going to stand on this. Quickly to the chat. Hi, Andreas. Yeah, I think we are, Andreas. I think the racing from tonight is going to be the same as what the racing's been all week, actually, with every group. You know, the Group 2s, the Group 3s. I think the Porsche Cup was entertaining. The GT4 was entertaining. So I think it's all definitely to play for. You know, and yeah, doing a 1:41 is ridiculous. So Peter was doing a 1:41.5 in practice. So yeah, as I said, these guys are usually a good second to clear a Group 2. And I think if the times were, if I remember from Group 3, I think the Group 2 guys were just over half a second quicker than the Group 3 guys. So you can see how the gaps tend to work. Hi Mark, welcome to the stream. I'll congratulate you on the stream for your race yesterday with me. I will say, absolutely fantastic from start to finish. That's what eSeniors is all about. Having a spectacle like that where there's no incidents and racing for 50 minutes within 1 second of each other is credit to eSeniors and credit to yourself, my friend. So just want to say that out there so everyone can hear me say that. Absolute gentleman on track. I know we talked about this throughout the week about taking risks, and you've learnt from it, and I believe it's made you a better driver. So absolutely credit to you there, Mark. Really well done, and I really enjoyed that. That goes up there. We want to be top racers ever, that. Absolutely, for that length of time. So Peter's not going any faster. I'm going to jump back now to Dimitri. So Dimitri's in the Mercedes. Thanks, Peter. Much appreciate it. Both marks did well, to be fair. And I think the championship, actually, if we both would have finished at first or second, doesn't really matter. Again, I've done the same with the Group 2 as I've done with the Group 1. I've taken all the lowest scores off each of the drivers. And all I'm going to say is, boy, is it close. And when I mean close, I'm talking 1 or 2 positions on track. So it's still all to play for Group 2. And it's absolutely amazing to think that after 14 races, 2 drivers can be within such a small gap. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So let's see where the season takes us with the remaining laps we've got, the remaining races we've got left to go. So Dimitri's still doing well, actually. He's getting his grips together here. I'm going to jump forward to David Gerrard. David Gerrard's looking really quick here in the PWS car. 142.892, and he's 4/10 up. I'm just going to change. I've just realised I haven't got the fastest lap and the... I think it's the lap time delta, not that one. I'm just trying to work out which one I want here. I've got the fastest lap on there. No, that'll do. What I'll do is so you can see how they're doing compared to the previous lap. So green represents the ahead. Red represents the behind. If you see a grey, it means the lap's been thrown. And I think if you see a black time, that implies they're in pits at the moment. Although I don't know why David Gerrard's a different... Oh, because he's red. Because he's a red time. Although that doesn't make the same for Dimitri. But I think Dimitri's coming out. That's why Dimitri's coming out the pits or going in the pits. So, no spoilers for the Formula 1. Hold on, just got Mikhail. He's not on the server, is he, Mikhail? No, I'm just speaking to Mikhail Hogberg. I'm sure we had problems before. And the filter's wrong. And he had a filter set, which meant he couldn't access the game. I think we've all discussed this before, actually, on the stream about the filters. Do ya? Okay, guys. Well spotted. I've pressed it. There you go. Thanks, Peter. Because I've not had a chance to prepare as I normally do, I'm in a bit of a tiz, as you can imagine. So, yeah. I'll get there in a minute. Just let me take a deep breath, because, yeah, I'm watching the Formula 1 as well. So I've got one eye to the right. I wish I had multiple sets of eyes, actually, because the Formula 1, wow. As I said, no spoilers, but all I'm going to say is these guys should be in eSeniors. They fit right in. What the? Wow. Ain't commenting. Ain't commenting. Unbelievable. I'm not saying anything, Peter. I will not say anything. All I'm going to say is get your popcorn out for that race later. Right, I'm going to focus on someone, but no one's actually running around track doing any very, very decent lap times. So we're Craig Holmes now. And he's not going any quicker. No one's going quicker. Hugh Morris is. Let's jump to the back. Hugh Morris is in 16th at the moment. Wow. Sorry to giggle. Sorry to giggle. We've had some fantastic races this week in the eSeniors. Lots and lots of incidents. And I never really thought we could be outdone by Formula 1. And I think this is the first time I've seen us being outdone by Formula 1. God, this makes us look like absolute heroes on track. Yeah, hey, Peter, you come look for me. You find me, and we will have a beer. Right, I'm just going to go back to... Mikhail's not getting in. Yeah, he's trying to get in. I don't know why he can't get in there. I'm just going to check with Jeremy. But I'm trying to get Mikhail in as well. My apologies for this. I'm trying my hardest to get Mikhail into the race. So I'm having to do a bit of admin duty as well. So my apologies for that. Yeah, I'm trying. Just checking. I'll be with you shortly in the stream. My apologies for this. It's the problem when you're driving solo. There's yeah, I've got the game, I've got Discord running, I've got to make sure the stream's working. There's a lot going on. And of course, I've got the Formula 1 on as well. And yeah, there's no spoilers on the Formula 1. I'm not that sort of person. And anybody in the chat, please, if you're watching it, please don't mention anything, because it's well worth a watch. I will say that. Absolutely. So no one's getting into the 141s apart from Peter. So I did mention Peter and Carlo. John Saunders is 7/10 up here, so he's just done a 142.3. So he's starting to close the gap a little bit now. Carlo Van Brabant is on the 142.3, and he's actually up. As you can see, he's 0.1 up there. So let's see where this goes. I reckon they should let Group 3 cars race around that Jeddah, GT3 cars race around Jeddah. That track looks stunning. Yeah. It's like Bathurst, go off and you hit a wall. But that track just looks so flowing and looks great for overtaking. Could you imagine Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 racing around that track? Absolutely fantastic. It would be absolutely bedlam. And if your tyres go off, wow. God knows where you'd end up. I think you'd end up in a different country, to be honest. Unbelievable. Oh... So Carlo's lost his time. Oh, he did go faster, actually. He's not far getting into the 141s now. Peter, I think this guy should be called a sir. I mean, I know that's a UK thing. I appreciate that. But he just keeps going faster and faster. So we're Nelson now. He's done a 142.7. He's currently 0.2 up. I'm still alone in this commentary booth. For some reason. Mikhail, is he in yet? Mikhail? No, Mikhail's the only one who can't get in the server, and I don't know why. Yeah, I just asked him, is it the GT3 Championship server? So, sorry, I will focus completely on the race. It will have my full attention, because the Formula 1 is coming to a conclusion. Ooh, that's a good point. Very good point, Mr. Goddard. Yeah, because Group 1's a high safety rating, isn't it? And that's why I might not be able to see or access the server. Because if anyone's been on a public server during the week and lost SA, you could be out of it. Anyway, we've got 2 minutes to go. And then it's like the touch paper. I'm going to make I'm going to make a prediction on the grid. I think Peter's going to walk away with it. As long as he can keep his tyres interested. There you go. Peter's gone faster. A 1:41.4. Only just, but he's gone faster. If he can keep his tyres interested for the full race, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. And Nelson's just flew in at 1:42.2 there to get third place on the grid. Now, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out in the race. We've seen Nelson. And Nelson's... he seems to start really well. Falls back and then he becomes... It gets quicker and quicker and quicker. It'd be interesting to see where he goes now he's in third place. I mean, he's got John Saunders behind him on 0.02 of a second. And then Lars is extremely close. As is... Oh, Chris Bourne's just gone quicker. Chris Bourne is close. Lars is close. Mark Rogers is close. David Gerrard is close. And Craig Holmes is close. In fact, I'm just looking at the times here. We have got 10 drivers, 9 drivers in the 142s, 1 in the 141s, and then the rest of them in the 144s, 143, sorry, Hugh Morris in the 144s. As we know, Hugh Morris is a Group 2 racer. He was unable to race on a Saturday, so he went into Group 1. And fair dues to the guy. You know, you can get obliterated every single week, but he hasn't done. He's carried on, and I think he's probably going to have learnt a lot as a result of doing this. So I think big respect and a big shout out to Hugh Morris there, because he could have easily turned around and said, I'm not bothering. But you know what? He's raced with the big boys. He's raced with the fast guys, and he's had no problems. And Peter's just done a 1:41.2. He's nearly a second quicker than Carlo. And I didn't think this was a Bentley track. That's a good position for the Ferrari. I think the Ferrari struggled all week here. I think Steve Howells, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Steve Howells managed to get the Ferrari finishing third in the Group 2 race. So I think Steve's in the chat. So well done, Steve. I think I messaged you yesterday after the race and congratulated you. That's no mean feat in the Ferrari. And the fact that you had Terry pressurising you for the race in the Bentley was absolutely astounding. And I know, Terry, you're in the stream as well. So congratulations on that race as well. It's just, I mean, me and Chris in the front and you two guys, I think everyone else was just on track making the grid up, because there was a massive difference between first, second, third, fourth, and it felt like the rest of the grid. Obviously, you're racing, so you don't really see it. But I just thought it was quite interesting how well a Ferrari did, and obviously you were in the Ferrari. But Carlo's on his final lap here, and he's 1/10 up. He might break into the 141s. No, 142 flat. So that's looking like that's going to be it for qualification. And hopefully, I'm just looking at where the cars are to determine whether I do my intro. So here comes the intro. Okay, let's do that grid walk. Hi, Juan. Welcome to watch, my friend. So, with an outstanding 141.2, we have Peter Wolfslaner on pole. Second place in another Bentley, we have Carlo Van Brabant. Then we have the first of the PWS Esports Aston Martins of David Gerrard. And then we have the Martini liveried number 33 car of Nelson Abramhoser. We have John Saunders in the first of the Ferraris, and we have Chris Bourne in the default liveried Lexus. We then have Lars Eklund in the yellow McLaren, and we have the second PWS Esports Aston of Mark Rogers. Craig Holmes in his usual green, yellow and black Bentley, and then we have Tony Whitten in the dark purpley blue Ferrari. We then have Mirch Paunov in the Marlboro liveried Aston Martin, and we have Chris Baker in the Sega liveried Aston Martin. We have Derek Bird in the 701 usual liveried Porsche, and we then have, I think that's Mark Stevens in the orange and black Aston Martin. We have Dimitri Stathis in the very pale yellow AMG, and we have Krista Hjort in the black and orange Ferrari. We have Hugh Morris in the light blue Ferrari, and Neil Bywater is joining us from the back of the grid. So, where do we think this is going to go? I think it's fair to say we know, well, we think we know where this is going to end up as a race. We think we know who's going to win it. But the question is who else is going to partake on the podium? Now, as I said, this track has proven to be quite slippery for all Group 3 drivers and Group 2 drivers. It is quite difficult to do a full 50-minute stint and keep it on track and keep focus, keep the car going with the tyre grip and so on. So I think from that perspective, it's going to be interesting just to see where this all battles out. So the drivers are ready to go. They're just doing their final checks, just checking all the lights on the dashboards, so on and so forth, and then they'll be starting to roll any second now. I'm still alone in the commentary booth. I am expecting company, but we shall see if they join. I'm sure they'll join when they're ready, because I think there's a couple of guys wanting to really commentate on this race as a result of the races that have gone by. Hi, Mikhail. Yeah, don't know why you couldn't get in. I mean, obviously, we're trying to get you in as much as possible there. We need to look into that to ensure you can get in future. So all the guys are now starting to run. They're all going for the getting themselves ready for the left-hander, and then the lights go green just as the first car passes the lighting structure, not the line, the lighting, the gantry. So I'm expecting the two Bentleys to take off here, get themselves out, and I think we're just going to see Peter disappear into the onto the corner of Sunset, is it? And they'll be off. So there we go, lights out, and we're green. No stop and goes. Everyone's made good progress. Peter's made a good start there. He's obviously got the inside line. He's going to favour the corner. Carlo's looking at the outside. We've got a couple of cars to go. Oh, there's contact. John Saunders makes contact with one of the PWS cars, and that's caused an absolute nightmare. The cars all over the place. Let's have a quick replay and a recap of that, because the cars themselves just seem to be all over the place. Don't normally do a replay at the start, but I know there was an incident to the front with John Saunders going in deep into the corner. I don't know whether this was as a result of that. So you can see the... Oh, so Mirch has made head on there with an Aston. Oh, and you can see that's, I think, Stevens has hit Baker, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what's caused the other problem. So all drivers back up and running now. No one's gone to the pits. Back in front, we've got Carlo and Peter. John Saunders is already 2 seconds off, but obviously he did have a bit of a to-do there. So we really need to understand what happened at the start. Why the drivers seem to be extremely aggressive. Extremely aggressive. Going for a dive on the inside like that. There was no... I didn't see a gap. You know, you can't win a race on the first lap, on the first corner. And yet, some drivers just think sometimes that gap's there for me. I mean, the driver on the left had already started his turn in. Just don't know where you're going to go. Was Bywater in the pits? He is indeed. I didn't see Bywater had any damage, to be honest. I'm wondering whether Bywater's got his qualifying fueling on. Bywater is car number 38. Car number 38 was not involved in any incident So I don't know whether Neil's got a problem or Neil's gone out on his qualifying setup. I'll come for a few laps. F1's over, Neil. Never mind. We're trying to work out what had happened to you, but obviously you've explained it. So we're just starting to settle down. Bit of a change going on here. Merch has made a great pass on Dimitri. So Merch, who ended up T-boning Chris Baker in that melee. Absolutely nothing to do Merch's fault at all there. There's a car in front of him. There's really nothing he could do. He's coming off a left-hander from speed. And there's a car sat in front. You're not really being able to go anywhere. Terry, you know what? F1 was just as funny, to be fair. We've just done a start like the F1 race was. That's all I'm going to say. So we've got a bit of action here. Derek Bird is putting pressure on Mark Rogers. So Mark Rogers was one of the cars that was impacted by John Saunders in that incident. And he's lost a number of places. Now, did he get away with no damage? Now, I know there was contact by Chris Baker on that car, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not too sure whether there's any damage on the car. So we'll know as the race unfolds when we start comparing lap times, just to see what happens in relation to that. But yeah, it's already settled down. Not like a Group 2 race, is it, where you've got two guys battling out for 50 laps, Mark? I don't know if you're still there, Mark Christopher, but 50 laps, 1 second between us for the full race. Good on you, Neil. Good on you. I actually had it on my screen, so that's it, Terry. That's exactly it. So Nelson's got the bit between his teeth. So as we know, Nelson qualified quite well. So Nelson got caught up in that melee at the start. And I think if I recall, Nelson had to go wide to avoid impact. I don't think he was directly impacted as a result of it, as in the cars making contact. But from what I saw, if I could recall, Nelson went off track to make sure he didn't get hit. So he would have lost places from the cars coming up the inside. Terry Howard, you've raced back from the start. Raced back from the end of Wales in 4.5 hours. What happened? You missed the start. So started off really well. John Saunders come down, took the inside, made contact with Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers spun, and then a couple of cars come down and made contact with the car that was strewn across the road. So a few drivers have paid quite a big penalty early on in relation to position and track position. As you can see, we're 45 minutes in, so you've only missed the first 5 minutes, really. Mark Christopher, still waiting on the Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, you would do. Life's going on, but just give me my spreadsheet, eh? Oh, I don't know. Let me have a look. Yeah. Check Discord. There you go. Oh, no, that's the wrong table, actually. I don't want to be sending you that one. I'll be getting shot for sending you that one. Try that one. There you go. And who says men can't multitask, eh? There you go, Mr. Christopher. Check your Discord. Nikos. Hello, Nikos. Hello from beautiful Greece. AK just won 1-0. Athenian derby. Well. Excellent stuff. So Andrea Keola didn't make it. Interesting. Andrea was one of the ones who wanted us to delay it a bit, I believe. But yeah, must have done. So this is still a battle, Nelson and Craig. Aston versus Bentley. Peter's now 1.5 seconds in front. Gerard is gaining on Mark Stevens. He's looking really quick. But they are Aston versus Aston. So it's really about car setup. What I found interesting with the Aston actually yesterday, there were certain sections on the track where I was massively quicker than Mark Christopher. And then there was other sections of the track where he was massively quicker than me. So there must be something to do with drive. Whoa! And that's a big off. Big off, David Gerard and the PWS. And that's it. He's off to the pits. Massive problem there. He's, yeah, ignore the timing screens. That looks like a bit of an issue because the pit is after the start finish straight. It will rectify itself and you'll see Gerard fall down the board. Unless he can get out of the pits within 30 seconds, then he's absolutely off and he's winning. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, he got over, as he come in, he got massive oversteer and the car just carried on going. We're already in Peter with the 142.4s. To just give you an indication, I think it was the 4th or 5th lap where I was into the 143s yesterday. So these guys are at least a second quicker under not only qualifying trim, but race trim as well. So, yeah, really good stuff. They're as quick as we expected. So, as I said, David Gerrard moved down. So, he was in the second PWS car. So, Nelson's still putting pressure on Chris. But the other PWS car, Mark Rogers, is now... Oh, he's gone for the inside. Oh, he's eased off. But it's given Mark Rogers the opportunity to catch up on Nelson now. Mark Rogers has got the inside. Nelson squeezing him. Is there going to be contact? No, no contact at all. I think Mark Rogers knew, though, Nelson had the inside line there. But Nelson might go wide. No, he's managed to keep it in. He's going to get his braking point right. This is where he can get oversteer. The car just keeps rotating. Fantastic. So I'll take the opportunity to thank our sponsors. PWS Cleaning Equipment. And Nelson's just gone off. Oh, and the Aston's gone. What's happened there? Can't get it. The Aston's just gone off. So Nelson went wide and didn't even steer. And then the PWS Aston Martin just spun off for no apparent reason. It wasn't even in a place where you'd expect traction to go. That was almost like there was oil on the track. How bizarre. Yeah, Andreas, will do. So relative, what you're on about is that one, I take it. The gap. Okay. So, as I was saying, PWS, preciouswashers.co.uk, sponsoring ACCTV and allowing us to continue to provide this service to you guys and everyone around the world. If you haven't done already, click that like button. You're all on the ball today. I can see the number of likes. And if you haven't already, click subscribe. We're getting close to quite a good number and a good milestone now as a group. So if we can get the numbers up just a few more, we hit a milestone and then we target the next milestone. And just on YouTube, the site name for YouTube was the eSeniors GT3 Championship. And Jeremy said no one can find it. Well, yeah, because if you're trying to find that on your phone, it's such a long name. If you're trying to find it on your telly, it's such a long name. So you'll be glad to hear. You can now search using just eSeniors, and it will find us. I've restructured YouTube a little bit just to give us a bit more, you know, awareness. People find us quite easy. Right, so Gerard's still in the pits. I think that might be a retirement. I know he hit the barrier quite hard there, but I think that's retirement. I'm going to jump forward to Chris Bourne, because Chris Bourne is having pressure from Lars, but he's also putting pressure on John Saunders as well. So you can see John Saunders in front, Chris Bourne in the Lexus, and Lars behind them. I think this is the battle where it's at the moment. There's another battle behind. Merch is gaining on Tony Whitten, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Possibly Nikos. Yeah, you've got a point there. I'm going to go jump to Merch, because Merch is really putting pressure now on Tony Whitten, and he's getting within half a second. So if Merch can get a good run out of here, one thing I noticed yesterday, if you get the angle right on turn one here, sorry, the last turn onto the start-finish straight in the Aston, you can get so much drive. And it's all about getting the angle of attack and getting the power down without going wide. You can get so much pace, and you can see there how much Merch has made on the Ferrari. Right, and you can see the cleanliness of the corners. The Aston just seems to go round them. I don't know what it is. It just appears to go round them much smoother. You can see it looks like Tony's battling with the Ferrari there just to keep it on track. And Merch's drive just looks a little bit more serene. And look, you can see he's going up the inside. Merch has made it past there. He's got that corner. Tony's going to have to try and hang on and get the braking point late into the next corner, which he's going to do. But Merch is going to take it round the outside. Merch has got the benefit of that is the corner angle you need. And Merch is off. Great pass there. Great racing. Really, really clean racing. Respectful from both drivers, that. Really nice to see. Especially after the shenanigans of this week. That is absolutely brilliant. And now Tony's trying to look at the back of the Aston to see if he can get his place back. Now, I found down this bit, down the mine shaft, the Aston was phenomenally quick. And it didn't appear to allow any cars to catch it. You can just see there how quick Merch is. He's dropped the Ferrari. Don't know what it is about certain parts of the track, but the Aston just seems to put it all together. Merch a bit deep there, but he will get the drive coming out, and as he comes into Cheetah, he'll take a good angle. Brilliant. Nice and tidy there from Merch. Really good drive in that. This is what it's all about. Yeah, look at the... Oh, you can see the Ferrari really twitchy. He just tried to get the power on a little bit too early, the Ferrari, and it really twitched that rear end. If he hadn't withdrawn the power, he'd have been in the barrier then. Yep. Absolutely spot on, Nikos. Well done from Merch there. Now I'm going to jump forward to Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne is now putting pressure on John Saunders. So he's looking to see what he can do in relation to John Saunders here. Now, as I've said, this track doesn't appear to be a Ferrari track, but as we know from Group 2, Howells did a fantastic job in the Ferrari. And I think Don Queen, I could be wrong, got 4th in Group 3. But we do know the Lexus, especially with Chris Bourne behind the wheel, is a phenomenal car. Now, the big thing with this is what's going to happen to the tyres. Yeah, Terry. Don't take this the wrong way, Terry, but I'm glad you didn't join us at the front. I'd have had 2 here. Oh, how's this going to go? We've got a couple of cars coming together. Krista having a cracking race again. Krista loves this track. I think he had a great battle with Mark Christopher on Monday, was it, or Tuesday? And he posted some replays on how respectful driving can really be. And these are the things we need to consider. Peter Wolfslaner there with a 142 flat. Oh, and Chris Baker's going very, very slow. What's happened to Chris Baker? Has he gone wide? There's no contact. I think he's just made a mistake. So that's allowing the 3 drivers behind them now to catch. And as you can see, we've got Mark Rogers in the PWS Aston. Whoa, he's gone very deep there. Very deep. Take him a little bit of this straight to get his tyres straight again. Get them cleaned off. But yeah, Terry, I mean, Chris is flashing at Chris there. I think he's saying he's a little bit quicker because Chris has got off and he looks like he's running a little bit slow. I don't know if he went off and had damage. I didn't seem to be off track too much there. But you can see there's a massive performance deficit there. Let's jump forward to Krista and just let's see it from Krista's perspective. In fact, Krista's made the pass. Krista's got massive performance there in the Ferrari. He's having a great race. And you can see Mark Rogers now is he's looking to see what he can do. So let's jump on board with Mark Rogers. Sorry, not Krista, sorry. Sorry, Mark Rogers, not Mark Stevens. And we can see Mark Rogers now behind Mark Stevens. A little lift and then the acceleration. And you'll see him gain now because it looks like Stevens had a bit of a bad corner there. Is he going to go for the dive up the inside? No, not really the place to do it. You can just see Stevens just put his car left at the right time on that corner. Otherwise, he was open for taking. I don't think Nikos, the Aston, will get bopped anymore. The Aston's been in it for a long time. I think the only car recently bopped was the Bentley on certain tracks, but the next one to be bopped is going to be the BMW. I think that's going to be bopped on almost every track. What I will say is that I don't think the BMW shone as well on Kyalami as it has done on previous tracks. So it's quite interesting that certain tracks favour the BMW and some don't. I know the BMW's got a lot of grunt top end, but this track seems to be a track where you're not under... Oh, is he going to make the pass here? Under full power. I know you've got your foot down, but you've got a lot of corners. And maybe the BMW is quick in the straight and just struggles in certain types of corners. Hello, Stefan. Yeah, Andreas. I think Gerard's give up when he went off. He's called it a day. So he's just going for points. And I think Neil is back out again. He just popped in to say hello. And now he goes back down below. And he's in his car. And he's back out again. So he's about 9 laps down. But all points. He's going to pass David Gerard. And that means he's going to gain an extra point passing David Gerard. It's all worth doing. So with Mark Rogers now in the green PWS. And as you can see, both Not that we can see David Gerrard because in the pits, each of the PWS cars has a different tint on it. So there's a green, there's a pink, and I think there's a... I can't remember the colour of Mark Christopher's now. It was behind me long enough. I should have noticed, should I? I'm going to jump forward to Nelson because Nelson is all over the back of Craig Holmes, but he's looking really, really racy now. So we're 32 minutes in. If you've been thrashing it, there's a possibility your tyres will start aching a little bit now. And you can see the Aston. You know, I said about the drive out that corner. Look at the Aston. Absolutely phenomenal. And that we know, we all know that Bentley's got grunt. Very good driving. Look at that. Round the outside. Total respect to both drivers. Oh, we could have easily got the curb there and just ran into Craig. But both respectful there. Looking really, really racy. Another battle that's going on. We'll just keep on this one a little bit. I am keeping my eye on. Rogers is catching Stevens and Chris Bourne is catching John Saunders. In fact, Rogers is looking very close here. I think it's not going to be long before we see another PWS car make a pass. Obviously, as we know, David Gerrard's in the pits. Red. There you go, Mark Christopher. His tint's red. You'd have thought I'd have noticed that, wouldn't you, Mark? I was too busy looking forward, trying to keep my car on track rather than looking in the mirror. The only time I started looking in the mirror is when I made a mistake and I was trying to defend. So Stefan's just made a point there. The Lambo and the McLaren are both faster than the BMW, but the BMW is easier to drive. I think someone's mentioned that already, actually. You don't have to put the same effort in to drive it. And if you've got, you know, problems with your arms or you've got muscle problems, I think it's a favourable car because it's easier to drive. You can see here, that Aston on the outside's got a great run. Where's it going to end up? The orange Aston went defensive there. You can see the way he cut across. Great turn in there by... That's Mark Rogers. And I think he's got the inside line here now. He's made the pass. And we've now got Chris Baker in the Sega car. Sega! Catching up on Mark Stevens now. So I'm going to jump forward. Nelson is still putting pressure on Craig. As we know, though, Craig's back end in that Bentley is bigger than most Bentleys. He really knows where to put it on track and make it really difficult, fairly, to pass. So unless he gets, you can see he's got a great run here, but you can see Craig just dipping on the inside here just as he goes in. Oh, yeah, Nelson didn't really have the run. He tried, he just didn't have enough grunt to go up the inside there. Yeah, some great passing, Terry, isn't there, going on here? Oh, Nelson's just gone wide a little bit there. So he went off before, as we've seen, inexplicably. We don't know why. But I'm just wondering whether he's got problems with one of his tyres or his tyres just aren't at the right pressure. It's so important to get your pressures right on this track because one tyre with the wrong pressure will affect you because the way the cambers are on some of the corners. Jaguar's the fastest from all, Nikos. Tell you what, Nikos, you drive the Jaguar next season, and you let us know, mate, okay? I ain't going anywhere near it. Yeah, these two are battling away here. It's the only current battle on track. Mark Rogers is putting pressure on Krista. But that seems to be levelling out at just under a second. I am keeping it. But everyone's apart, so consequently, there's no likelihood of incidents. And I'm not even saying that as a result of commentator's curse. You know, we're looking at a battle like this, that's likely to be an incident because Peter's now 7 seconds ahead. Yeah, Andy, you're right. Peter's doing a pit stop. He did. You're right. Missed that, Peter. It actually didn't come up on my leaderboard. That Chris had passed Johnny. He's way ahead now. He's now closing in on Carlo, actually. He's gaining on Carlo. Or kind of gaining on Carlo, looking at it. The times are fluctuating. I'm going to jump back to Mark Rogers. So Mark Rogers is now after Krista. Turn 2 is your most difficult corner. The exit is a hell. It's all about getting your car set up, Nikos, for the corners, to be honest. You could argue every corner is difficult if you don't know how to take it. And Chris Baker's off. He's running slow. That looks like a retirement to me. No contact with anything. And he's retired. I think Chris Baker's called it a day there. I didn't see him hit a barrier or anything. So I think Chris Baker's just decided he's had enough with this track. It may be he's hit a curb somewhere and got a low pressure warning. And he's just thought, what's the point? Because we're not doing... There's no pit stops in it. You've got a pit stop. You'd have been right in your pit stop window now. Let's jump back to Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers putting great pressure on Krista. As we know, Krista can put the car on the track anywhere he wants. As long as he doesn't swap places. But good exit from both drivers there. Let's see the grunt of the Aston. Is he gaining? That to me looks like he's definitely gaining. He's not going to get enough out of it, but he's gaining at a rate of knots. Where's the DRS when you need it? Now, as we've seen, Nelson can make the outside. No, the Aston's not going to go it, and Krista's made a good angle there. Very good angle. He's getting the power on well. You can see that Aston brakes much, much later. I noticed that. The Aston seems to brake much later and can handle the brakes much later. He's going on the outside here, so Krista's going to stay where he is to defend the corner, knowing full well you can't make it go on the outside. But Mark Rogers is saying, I'm having none of that. He's going to do the loop back, but he's never going to make it because Krista's too far ahead. Let's be careful of the curbs there, Mark, a little bit. Getting the curbs, power on, you'll spin out. It's one of them where you get on the curbs and you eek on the loud pedal. You don't push it down. If you push it down, you will be off. So Chris Bourne is 4 seconds behind Carlo at the moment. So he's gaining very, very slowly. He's got 25 minutes to put pressure on him. I'm not too sure where he's going to do it, but I will say John Saunders isn't disappearing from the back. This is where the Aston's good. This corner, the Aston can get so much drive out the corner, and you can see there as he got the inside line. Oh, he's done it. He's gone for the dive up the inside. Krista realised he was going to do it. And what a great pass. Another clean pass, and he's flashing his lights. Is that for the cameras? Look, Mara did it. That sort of thing. You'll see the Aston pull away now. Even in the slipstream, the Ferrari won't touch the Aston. You'll see what I mean now. If the Aston clearly gained before, watch the Aston pull. The Ferrari just won't catch it. There you go. The Aston pulls brilliantly. Nikos. Nikos, you'd have to send me a message, mate. I'll send you them every week without fail. I've got so much going on, I can't remember everything. People have got to ask me, and if they ask me, I'll send. What happened, Chris? I was just saying, you pulled off the track and you just seemed to call it a day. We're trying to work out whether you had PSI issues. You can see now Mark Rogers made a clean getaway now. So let's do a quick rundown. I hate the track anyway. We've got Peter Wolfsleder, 8.4 seconds ahead of Carlo. Carlo is 3.5 seconds in front of Chris Bourne. Now that means Chris Bourne has pulled out half a second in 1 lap. So on that premise, 7 laps time, Chris Bourne is going to be battling with Carlo. Let's see if that happens. John Saunders is 2 seconds behind Chris Bourne. And he's being followed by Lars, who's 5 seconds behind. If you want to interview Chris, go into the in-race interview channel. I'll pull you into the commentary, and everyone can hear you. Or I'll come and join you in the commentary, and we'll chat. No problem in doing that. I haven't set it up in advance though, so I can't say we're interviewing you on screen. We usually prepare all that in advance, so I can't really say that. But if you want to come into the voice channel, in-race interview, it won't let you into the commentary one, but the in-race interview, I'll come and join you, and I should be able to hear you on stream as well. If not, what I'll do is I'll make sure you're added. So add I'll just add you now. Chris Baker. Let me see. So, Chris Baker, yeah, all fine. Speak, yeah, we definitely need you to speak. Save changes. Right, try that now, Chris. Yeah, no swearing, please. And see if it... Right, I'm going to join you, Chris. So, for a second for the stream, I'm just going to join Chris. Hi, Chris, you there? Hi, Chris. So, you're live on eSeniors GT3 Championship. So, what happened?
Else's race.
Okay, they just say they could hear. Hopefully they can hear you now. Chris, just say something, see if they can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can hear you. Yeah, I've just put him on. He should be coming through now, actually. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, just repeat that, Chris, then. So, obviously, we saw the incident at the beginning. The incident was caused. I don't know if you saw what happened. So, John Saunders went for, I'm going to say a dive, but he obviously went for a tactical turn, to use a phrase, up the inside. He made contact with one of the PWS cars. That caused the PWS car to spin, and I think you got caught up in the aftermath of that, and that consequently caused you to pit.
I was all right. I got through, but then somebody hit me up the bum, so I was like, oh well, and just span me round. And it weren't the spin so much; it's because I span and hit the wall.
Yeah.
And the bonnet was flapping about. I literally had no traction whatsoever, and the steering was slightly off. And I just thought, oh, I'll pit and see how it goes. But I came out with in amongst all the fast guys, which was pretty hair raising. I thought, oh dear, I don't want to stay around here. So I slowed right down, let them all pass, and then I got back into my position that I would have been on the track. And I think it was Mark Christopher was in front of me. And he was going a lot slower than I could go.
Mark Rogers. Was it Mark Rogers?
Oh, Mark Rogers, yeah. And I just thought, there's no point in me trying to unlap myself and go for it. I might as well just give up and call it a day.
But you're one of the quick guys. That's why you're in Group 1.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, I just don't want to ruin anyone else's race.
No, I mean, Pete Wolfslater is qualifying. Like, what did you think of that with the 141?
That's just crazy stuff. I mean, I was on for a 1:42.6 during qualifying, but I messed up the last corner. So, you know, and I looked at the times and I thought that wouldn't even probably put me in 10th place. It's just crazy. Group 1's just gone mad now.
I mean, what surprised us was he did a 1:41 and the nearest time was 8/10 close to him. 8/10 ahead on qualifying. I don't think I've seen a gap like that in any of the Group 1 races. So, you know, people keep saying that the new tyre model and the new setup on these cars is causing problems. I think Peter forgot the memo. Because it just doesn't seem to have affected him. No matter what he gets on the setup, he just seems to do really well. He messaged me today and just said he's really enjoying the new changes on the car. So whatever they've done...
Yeah, I like him as well. Yeah. I seem to be a bit faster.
Yeah, but there's so many thinking it's a move backwards. I mean, I said on my lap, my previous best was a 1:43.9 at Kyalami in the Aston. I'm going back to last season. Granted, obviously you get faster as the season goes on, and I managed what my best is a 1:42.5. You know, that's over a second and a half quicker, or just under a second and a half quicker. So I think driving style has a lot to do with the setup of these cars under the new, changes they've made.
Oh yeah, the smoother you are, the faster you go. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit too aggressive, that's my problem.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway, thanks for that, Chris. It's a shame you had to bow out, but I fully understand your reasons. I'll get back to the race and let you enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, Chris.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the race. Bye.
Okay, so that was Chris Baker just giving us a preemptive chat there. According to Mark Neutings, Peter worked wonders on the endurance race Bentley set up. Yeah, Randy, I understand that, but that was before the changes to the car. Is that right? Oh, no, you're right, actually. So, yeah, he must have done it last minute. Yeah, Stefan. I'm going to say, Stefan, I fully get that. Is that age telling us? Is that our age coming against us? So I was going down the grid before anyway, and I got to John Saunders and Lars. So Lars is 5.5 seconds off John Saunders. He's he's in front of Craig Holmes, who's 8 seconds up the field. Now Craig was being pressured by Nelson, but that pressure has just been relinquished a little bit. He's not a million miles away. He's still within. He's about a second off, but it's just giving Craig a breather. Now, there's two things happening here. Nelson's waiting for his tyres to come back and he's going to push again. Or Nelson's tyres have fallen off. But I'm looking at the splits here and Nelson is actually going quicker again. So let's see where that takes us. Nelson's 3.5 seconds in front of Derek, or 3.3 seconds. And as you can see there, Derek now has the Aston of Merch to contend with. So Merch has done really well. He had a fantastic battle before and made a fantastic sweep move. So that's well done to Merch there. And he's now doing the same with Derek Bird. The Merch is 2.8 seconds ahead of Tony Whitten. Tony Whitten's kept out of trouble, so he's just getting on with it. And he's 6.3 seconds ahead of Dimitri. So Dimitri in the pale Mercedes is 7.9 seconds from Mark Rogers, who was the big loss in the incident at the beginning. He lost many, many places. And I'm sure what he will probably do is he'll put that into the stewards and make a complaint to the stewards about that. Krista Hjort is 1.5 seconds behind. As we know, Mark Rogers passed Krista, and that battle's continuing. Mark Stevens is 1.5 seconds behind Krista, so again that battle's continuing. And Hugh Morris, who's having a good run actually, he's keeping out of trouble, is 11 seconds off. But as I said, for Hugh should be in Group 2, so this is fantastic. Just switching back to Derek and Merch. Merch got very close to Derek then within 1/10. So Merch is looking really lively and he's looking quick, to be fair. As I said, the Aston's great round here. Or it appears to be. Yeah, but Stefan's saying people are doing qualifyings in Kyalami 136s. Yeah, I don't even know how you can keep a car on track. Was it David Gerrard who John hit? Are you sure? I mean, yeah, you might be right, Andy, actually. I know it was one of the PWS cars. I'd have to go right back to the beginning of the replay, but yeah, you could very well be right. I know it was a PWS car. Merch has just gone a bit deep there, but he's kept the power. He's kept the momentum. Really good angle there from Merch coming into that corner. Again, same as before. Looking very, very racy there from Derek. And Nelson's also back, putting pressure on Craig Holmes. So there's a couple of little battles going on now. And as I said, Nelson seems to... he's going for he's going inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, he's not. Back dried out there. He must have had his foot on that brake going through the floor then. Because it looked like he was just going to carry on rolling into the back of Craig. Now, I think someone made a comment yesterday. It might be Juan or Jonathan, actually, or even Luke. That they've changed the physics a lot in the game. But we noticed yesterday, or one of the races, someone made contact from behind. And in days gone by, that contact would have sent you off track. It appeared to do like a bump draft. Oh, Nelson's got him here. He's got the inside line. No, he's not got the inside line. He looked like it. So I wonder whether they've changed the physics on the contact as well to make it more realistic. Because let's face it, if you bump someone up the rear end, you're hardly going to cause them to spin. And that's what seemed to happen. He's got great drive there. Braking late into the corner. Yeah, Luke, you were supposed to be in the booth with me. You've let me down. I'm running solo. Yeah, Nelson's looking quick, but he just can't get past that big backside of Craig Holmes in his Bentley, or the Bloatley. Oh, here comes Luke. Luke's jumping in. Wondered where he was. Merch is also on the prowl. So we've got these drivers here battling for 6th and for 8th. And here comes Luke. He's not got his microphone switched on yet.
I think I am.
There you go. Hello, Luke.
Hello. I heard my name.
Yeah, no, I was saying yesterday in the race, I think Juan, Jonathan, or yourself, I heard somewhere, and I'm sure it was on the stream, that the impact model on the cars appears to be a little bit different, because there was an instance yesterday where there was an impact where it looked like one car had shunted another, and in days gone by it had caused the cars to go off track, and yet the impact yesterday felt more realistic, as in the cars just nudged each other forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes, we talked about that yesterday, and I noticed it. And the car, the front car, the one that gets bumped, it appears that it doesn't lose control anymore.
Yeah, so it definitely used to spin the back out, didn't it?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, and yeah, I thought you mentioned it, and again, it's a bit more realistic, that, because I said I've never known a car to hit another car from the rear and cause the front car to spin off quite as aggressively as they used to spin off.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Maybe it's temporary, we never know, but because it might be changed in the next update.
Yeah, Stefan's mentioned it as well, I think. So maybe Stefan mentioned it in the chat and you guys spoke about it. So Stefan, I didn't see the chat yesterday because I watched the stream later on, for obviously because I was racing. But yeah, I don't get to see the chat straight away. So you're probably right. You mentioned it and the guys have talked about it. But yeah, it definitely feels different, which is only got to be a good thing for the racing side of things, hasn't it?
Let's hope so.
So what do you think of the race so far, Luke? Have you been keeping up with it?
I've been watching another race, and I'm not gonna talk about it. So because maybe there are people here in the stream that still want to see it.
Yeah, keep it quiet. I was watching it. Ah, Nelson's done it. He sent it. Wow, Nelson's done the send.
Contact.
There is contact.
Oh.
Nelson did the send there. He did appear to have the inside line, but you could tell from how far he overran the track, he was probably going too quick and was never going to get to stop. So even if he hadn't have made contact with Craig, he'd have probably got Craig on the as he went through the corner. So that sort of damage won't have caused a problem. But I will say, both cars never shot off track. They both contacted what I would say is that's a reasonable contact. Do you know what I mean? Craig never went to the barriers. Nelson never spun. So there's definitely changes in there. Hi, Jonathan. Yeah, Nelson's looking racy here. Definitely the quicker car. Definitely the quicker car. He's got a very good run. Craig's going for the defence. Nelson's got in this time. He's gone up the inside. We know the Aston's great in this corner. Craig's going to get his boot down as hard as he can. Coming into the corner. And Nelson's made it. Oh, and now Derek's going for it as well. Derek's having Craig on the inside. And Merch is there. Wow, we've got to step back here. This is fantastic. So Craig's not only going to lose one place, he's potentially going to lose two. And if Merch gets a run... Whoa! Big contact there and they're still going. Merch is going for it. Merch looks like he's got Derek. This is great racing. Wow. Merch and Derek not giving in at all. Look at that. And Tony's joining the party as well. This is when you're on pins where you're steering. You're like, what? I take it you're watching this, Luke. Wow.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut because I'm just watching how it's gonna. What's gonna happen because
I'm gonna change because I said after several laps, Chris Bourne's there. He's done it. He's caught Carlo, and he's got the inside line. Oh, he just backed out a bit there. I don't know whether the back just started to go. It looked like it started to go, and he had to ease off the accelerator. But I said after a few laps he'd catch him, and he's done it. 8 minutes to go. Now, catching's one thing, passing's another. Is he going to make it happen? Yeah, Jonathan, I watched the stream afterwards. Great stream, you guys. Great stream. And I know we had the controversial impact at the end. But I think your judgment on it and your call out of it, to be fair, was spot on. You know.
Yes, it was something different.
Yes, it certainly goes against what we try to portray as gentlemanly racing, shall we say.
And Mr. Wood, why aren't you with us here?
I know he said he was going to join us, but he's obviously he's done a U. To be fair, Luke, he's decided to watch the F1 rather than the eSeniors GT3 Championship. But just take this up. Go on.
So did I.
Yeah, but I did rope you in and pull you in, so you have joined. You at least had 10 minutes to go. Yeah, Chris is looking quick. He's had to go wide there. Very, very quick. So Chris Bourne is less than half a second now. He's really gaining. Merch is really after Derek as well. We've got two great battles going on. And to be fair, there's been some really good passes going on. Some clean racing.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, Mr. Wood. You all right?
Yeah. So I've rebuilt my PC, and and just as I start talking, we have action.
Was that merch? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I rebuilt my PC, pretty much everything apart from the GPU, and I've basically lost all of my Steam games, so I'm re-downloading ACC as we speak. So I'm watching the YouTube stream, but of course I'm a few seconds, out of date. So
Yeah, understand.
but I'm here now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll just switch to Chris Bourne, as you'll see in a second. And Chris Bourne is not giving up on Carlo here. And I think Andy Garrard says yesterday it was... wouldn't say it was controversial at the end, in his opinion. No. The reason why I say controversial, because someone will always say one thing and one person will always say another. So it's Red Bull and Mercedes controversial, isn't it?
Oh, goodness. Let's not even go there yet.
Yeah. I think, you know what disappointed me, Jonathan? You guys, that stream was fantastic. I watched it straight away, really enjoyed it. But we'd had two fantastic battles at the front. Myself with Mark and Terry and Steve. And the racing had been... I know there was contact with Terry and Steve at one point, but the racing was fantastic. It was a great example of eSeniors and what we believe in. And then we get to the final lap, and all that hard work just seemed to be poured out down the drain. And it was...
But it wasn't, though.
No, it wasn't, but it's still heartbreaking to see, isn't it? I know, it's still heartbreaking to see.
It is, but if you watch it, you've got, as you said, amazing examples of what eSeniors is all about, about camaraderie and being social and being fair on the track. And then right next to it, you had a great example of what we don't want to see.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually very fair because, it showed both sides of the coin, and it gave real examples, real life of what goes on and what we want to happen.
Oh, Chris Bourne backed out of that take then. Oh, he looked like he was going to take it. No, I fully understand that. I prefer not to be incidents like that, though. To be honest.
Oh, he's got him there.
Yeah, he has. He got on the curb, Carlo, didn't he? I think he unsettled his card on the curb. Yeah, that's it. That's that pass done now. And we see interested to see if Carlo takes it. And Stafford's saying Group 3 is the best.
Of course.
Group 3 sure is exciting. In fact, all three groups, they're so very well balanced. It's such exciting racing, and it's a pure pleasure to commentate on them completely.
But let's just stand back and admire this guy, shall we? Peter Wolfslader. 15 seconds clear. And these are the aliens. How does he do it week in, week out? I have no idea. But the guy's amazing. Absolutely, he's amazing.
He is. I'm looking forward personally to next season when we get Danny Holtz in here as potentially another of a new alien.
Yeah, I mean, I had a chat with Danny after the last race, and he respected the decision. I don't think he was too happy. I mean, he might be in the stream, he might be listening. I'm not going to say anything controversial, but I think I've said this to Mark Christopher actually and a few other drivers. When you race with someone from the start of the season, you learn their traits. You learn where you can and you learn where you can't. And I think that's so important to get what appears to be respect on the track. Don't go for that dive. Don't try and cut someone up because they won't stop and they won't brake. And I think Danny, at the moment, just sees us as a bunch of drivers and doesn't really understand how we drive. And I think as he joins the season early on next time and starts racing with us, he will know how you, for example, take a corner, where your braking points are, so he knows not to send it. And I think that's something that you've got to learn on track. I don't see anybody joining this group on day one and knowing how to drive against us lot perfectly, because we all know each other so well. We all know the bounds of what the other drivers are capable of. You know, I had this discussion with Mark Christopher because after the Monday race where we had the warm up, I said his aggressiveness on the trying to pass or trying to defend is too severe. You know, and what I mean by that is you could be alongside him and he will turn into the corner, and you know it's just basically it's a recipe for disaster. Anyway, he said he had a public lobby race during the week and he didn't do what he normally did, and he said he really enjoyed it. So when he raced against me, he took that on board. Now, you may turn around and says, oh, he could have sent that. But as he said in the stream, as he said on the chat later, I'd put my car where he wanted his to be. So if you put your car where you want yours to be, the corner's not on for you. And, you know, that to me was an absolutely fantastic showing of a driver learning and taking note on what's best. Because if he'd have took me out or he took himself out, it doesn't help the championship, does it? Instead, we raced lap for lap for lap within a second of each other. And yeah, we got close at times, but at no point did I feel he was going to hit me, and he probably felt the same. You know, and
you know what it is? You know what it is, Mark? I think a lot of it has to do with the getting your elbows out mentality. You know, when you're in a public lobby, you tend to get your elbows out. And I know I spoke to Danny afterwards as well, and he was honest with me. He said, "Look, I drive with aliens on another league, and it's elbows out." And I explained to him, "Well, look, eSeniors is much less about elbows out and a lot more about respecting each other on track." And he really did. He figured it out, and it won't take very long before he kind of adheres to what we do, where we're a little bit more gentlemanly, I like to say. And I think also yesterday, I know we're coming down to the last minute here, but yesterday, something that we didn't really talk about was red mist, right? And that's what we saw at the end was red mist. And maybe we can talk about that at a later race, but because we're right at the end here. It's a really good conversation to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Have we got anyone other than Peter for the drive for the day? I don't think we've got anything, have we? The drive of the day, it's got to be Peter, hasn't it, surely? How you can dominate with a new setup on a new car and a new track and be 16.5 seconds ahead. That to me is drive of the day all over there. What do you reckon? Anyone got any other suggestion?
I've only seen the last 6 minutes of the race, so I can't say.
No, I mean, his qualifying, Jonathan, was nearly a second quicker than anybody else. 8/10. He was in the 141.2s, and Carlo only managed a 142 flat. He was absolutely outstanding. You knew he was going to walk it.
Yeah, well, he's pure class, is Peter. He's a really, really good example of somebody who is so incredibly fast, but you will never see him get his elbows out because he's just not that kind of a racer.
So we've got a couple. We've got Chris saying because the places he's made up. Jeremy, driver of the day, never gets hit or hits anyone. Well, he doesn't, but he's still on lap 1. Yeah, and Eric saying Chris Bourne. So I think it's fair to say both drivers have done really well here. I will see if I can get this set up for ironically, as somebody pointed out, I had driver of the day set up as Peter Wolfslaner early on. So let's see if I can get this set up for Chris Bourne. If I can do it quickly. And don't you just love it when your software turns around and says, there's an update? You're like, no!
Oh, it looked like whoever was behind him took a real big dive. Who is that? We're all looking at Chris Bourne, so I think Carlo took a last dive at him, and it didn't work, clearly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected it to, though, to be honest. So, let's see if I've got Dive of the Day set up, and we'll award... No, just 2 ticks, and I'll do drive of the day because this is playing silly beggars.
Computer says no.
No, computer does says yeah. It just needs hitting first, right? Because it's Streamlabs. So what we're going to do is, we know Peter Wolfslane has won, but we're going to give Drive the Day to Chris Bourne purely because of where he started and the number of places he made up. Now, I think Peter, unbelievable. You could say it's both of them.
Peter Bourne.
Now, Merch has run out of fuel, has he?
Looks like it, didn't it?
So he's got a long way to go to get to that finish line.
Yeah, he's probably going down the hill, and he's going to splutter to a stop.
Yeah, that's
very
Merch's
shortly.
race over. Oh, what a shame. He was absolutely flying. He's staying out of trouble. He's had a cracking race, Merch, to be fair, as well. Very, very quick and very, very racy. So Dimitri's coming over the line. Dimitri's had a good one. But yeah, could have been Peter or Chris Bourne, to be fair. I think they both deserve it. I can't do that the way I've set it up. So we've picked Chris because he's actually passed somebody. And Mark Rogers there after, I think you can see his car's a bit battled. And Chris,
yeah, the PWS car.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been mentioning it, don't you worry. So everybody, Chris Wolfslaner, that's it. So no, we would give it to Chris Bourne purely because of the overtakes. But to be fair, Peter walked this race. And Peter's equally in with a shout as well for that. So I just want to thank you all. Thanks, Luke. Thanks for Jonathan for attending, albeit later on. But at least there's a bit of company in the booth at the end.
And my pleasure. Cheers.
And we shall see you guys during the week when we stream the next race. Look out for notifications on Discord, and have a good morning, good day, and good evening, depending on where you are.
Goodbye, folks.
Bye all.
See you, everyone.